Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm Sheldon Barlett Rumor, and this is it. Welcome back to This Is It TV. I hope everyone is having a great week. Happy Thursday to all of you. Craziness, a lot of crazy things going on. And wanted to touch base today as I give you the morning message each and every day at 11 o'clock Eastern. I have you guys swing on by. We're doing multiple platforms at 11 o'clock. So we do YouTube, 3 outlets here on Facebook, and then we also do LinkedIn. So we're busy. We're busy. And I'm excited to share with you a couple things that we've got going on in general. But today, I really wanted to talk to you about burnout. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about burnout because I am, I was a little burnt out in general. I think that there's just been these ebb and flows. I don't know if any of you have been feeling that. I don't know if any of you have been in that motion of that where you're just feeling a little overwhelmed. How many? Good morning, Lisa. How are you? There's so much. Margie, how are you doing? Good to see you. There's so much going on in general, between personally and professionally. So I was just feeling a little burned out. And I just want to kind of talk about how we get over that. I don't necessarily know what stage everyone is in. We're all in various stages of lighting the candle at both ends. And there's always this notion of having balance and participating in some type of balance and carrying some types of balance in our lives. And I know that sometimes, more often than not, that is hard. Full schedules are in full tilt over here at the Rumor House. So we are in, dance and, slowly getting back to school and in a present space where I'm, on full scenario. Chris has got tons of home projects that he's working on. So we're doing our best to kind of keep up with ourselves and each other. And I know that it's easy to fill our time and to get burnt out, right? There is 24 hours in a day. And I've always said on so many levels that I use each and every hour to its nth degree, to make the most out of what it is that I've got going on, to make the most out of not only my life, my career, my business, all of those wonderful things. And I think that so many times we don't schedule in enough of our me time, enough of that pause time, enough of that take a moment to breathe time, enough of that, oh my goodness, what am I doing time? Oh my goodness, do I need this time? All of those things. And I think that so often we don't really dive into that. We don't really focus on what it is that we need to do so we don't burn out. And burnout is real. Overextending ourselves is real. I don't know if any of you are like-minded in this way, but I tend to be a yes person. Good morning, Goldie. How are you? I tend to be a yes person, right? I tend to be one of those people that will agree to things, very, agreeable. Okay, sure, I'll do this. Okay, sure, I'll go here. Okay, sure, I'll make that happen. Okay, sure, I'll do this. Only to be exhausting myself, right? I would not only double book myself, but book myself in a time frame. And when I was running, right, meaning when we were out and about and running in this quarantine space, I wouldn't even allot myself enough time to get from point A to point B, right? I was setting myself up in that way, and I was setting myself up to be burnt out. And what my advice to you, what I'm looking for and how I'm making that make sense for all of you is to really say, how are we going to be able to manage the burnout? How are we going to be able to manage, the burnout that's in place? How are we going to be able to manage making sure that we are stronger today, that we give ourselves the allocated time, we give ourselves the allocated space so we can focus on what it is that we've got going on, so we can be better for what it is that we're about to tackle, right? Because the burnout manifests itself in so many different ways. It's not just about, the job that we're doing. It's about the mental health in which we come to the job in. It's about arriving in that space. And so now more than ever, even in a time where we may be doing less, some of us are finding ways to fill our days in a really aggressive way, right? So, when this pandemic really began and started, there was all these free things that you could be doing. And so we felt obligated to do all of those free things, right? You were taking cooking classes and you were doing online yoga and you were, meeting friends virtually, all of these things to kind of convince yourself that the time that you had off or the time in this non-traditional space was well spent, right? It was to make you feel as if you were doing more, but only for that more to not necessarily be manifesting itself in a positive way. It's only making you tired. It's only making you stressed out. It's only giving you one more thing to do when the day belongs to you, right? Your day belongs to you. Your schedule belongs to you, especially those who are entrepreneurs in this space. Your day belongs to you. Your space belongs to you. And so how you schedule your day and being very, 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 very intentional on what you set forth for the day is going to be imperative in making your journey a success. What that schedule looks like and the time that you allot, the people you put into it, the opportunities and the projects that you put into your life, that affords you the ability to not only stay positive, be surrounded by positive energy, but it also keeps you from that burning out. Now, I'm not going to necessarily say that you're going to, that everything's going to be dandy and everything's just going to, oh, Sheldon said that if I just look at my schedule differently, I won't have anxiety, or I won't feel overwhelmed, or I'll be able to climb this mountain easily. That's not what I'm saying, but I think that you have to climb the mountain, right? You put, whatever you need in your backpack to ensure that you can climb that mountain. Hey, Angela, how you doing? You make sure that you have everything that you need in order to be prepared for what it is that you've got going on. And I find that the majority of us are setting ourselves up not only for burnout, but for a disaster. We control our schedule. We control how many things we do within one day. We do. We might feel as if we don't have control over it, but we do. We have control over whether or not the children go to that, to that activity, or whether you sign up for that thing, or whether you go to Target today or tomorrow. You get to determine that. And so often we feel like all of that is out of our control. So often we feel as if we've got to, I have to, I don't have a choice, I have to. But all we are doing is made up of choices. We have a choice. We get to determine what our day looks like, right? We get to determine what that feels like, what it is that I need to do today in order to get to where it is that I want to be. And working for the sake of working isn't necessarily working intentionally. Setting your schedule up to be busy doesn't necessarily mean you are doing good work. So just in the notion of thinking about that a little bit differently, just in the notion of looking at it a little bit differently and saying, okay, what is on my plate? And is this going to burn me on both ends? Or is this actually going to be useful for me? Is this a proper use of time? Or do I just need to sleep? Right? Do I just schedule with the diligence and discipline sleep? And I think that what I'm learning within this time of COVID quarantine and all of the things is that I have lost my discipline. I have lost my discipline. I was in a space where I really needed, I come from a disciplined space. I come from a West African household, disciplines. We never missed a day of school from kindergarten to 12th grade. All four of us never missed a day of school. Crazy. That's not normal, right? Disciplined in space. I played sports. I played Division I sports. I played 2 Division I sports. Disciplined. Tell me where I need to be and what I need to do, and I will be there. Give me structure, and I will be there. As an adult, I run license on that. So now I can do whatever I want. And I think that I've lost that. And I feel lost in that. And I think that for me, it's about the structure. And it's why I do the today list versus the to-do list, because I need the discipline of things. I need that discipline to ground me in ensuring that I don't burn out. And I know that that is a hard thing for us to be able to do because people need us. Our business needs us. Our children need us. All of these people and things need us. But we can't pour from an empty cup. And if we become burnt out, if we do not fill ourselves up, if we do not rest, and whether that is the allocation of saying, okay, I'm going to bed at 10 o'clock, put down the remote, put down the Candy Crush, put down the whatever those scenarios are, I'm going to sleep, in that way, I'm going to turn it off to turn it back on in a more in a lit way, in a way in which I can take on the world. Good morning, Megan. Thank you. I like this color too. The goal is for me to really dive into those things, right? You're in a space where you really want to not be burnt out. So you have to figure out ways in which you make that make sense. But you have to take the control back in it, in the conversation of it, in the life of it, in the way in which it looks. You have to take control of that. You have to say, what do I have to do today and what do I need to do? Because the majority of the things that are on that list, you do not need to do. You do not need to stack up ShopRite with Target and then not be able to breathe and wonder why you forgot the list. You forgot the peanut butter. You couldn't get this. You didn't have this one ready. We control our lives. We control the way and the pace of our lives. Good morning, Joanne. Sanderson, love that. We control our lives. We control what we put in our place, on our plates, in our planners. We control that. And so often we forget. We forget that we're the ones in control. We think that the world is coming at us and we just need to catch it, as opposed to what we are throwing at the world. And I know you feel like all you're doing is dodging bullets all day long, trying to navigate your space in your life and all of the people in it. But we as women can control all things. So the one thing that we need to get control of is our own schedules, our own calendars, our own goals and objectives, and what that looks like for our days. Burnout is real. And it's scary, and it can come to you in a rapid fire, and you feel as if you are moving on a momentum just to fall down. So today, I want us to look at what it is that you are doing and hope and pray that burnout is not in your future by controlling your own schedule, controlling what you receive, and pushing out what you do not need. It is going to be important for me that we focus on that because we need you. Other people need you. You need you. And the only way to keep you at 100% is to not burn the candle at both ends. I'm not working out. Yes, I need a rest. You need a rest, Nicole. You don't need this continuous competitive notion that we have, primarily as women who multitask, primarily as women who manage both home and work and play and stay and all of those things. We feel obligated to show up and perform and deliver not only at 100%, but 100% in all of those categories. And there's only so long you can function that long at that level without harming yourself, without draining the cup completely. And again, we cannot pour from an empty cup. So we're going to manage our own schedules. We are going to rediscipline ourselves in the things in which we can manage so we can show up for everything the best way possible. I'm excited to bring you a morning message each and every day. I swing by here at 11 o'clock Eastern in order to connect you with the This Is It Network, your global digital TV network connecting remarkable women to inspiring stories. We do that through our growing community, our engaging content, and our real connections. My hope is that you find your marketing voice, that you tell your story, that you no longer whisper your wishes, and that you scream your dream. I'm Sheldon Bartlett-Rumra, and this is it. For more information, log on to thisisItTV.com and follow, fan, and like us everywhere you find at This Is It TV. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.